guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I kind of wanted to start a new series called What I Wish I'd Known, W-I-W-I-K. And this week's episode is about high school, what I wish I would have known about high school. So both of my sisters are actually in high school right now. One of them is finishing up her senior year, and then the other one is starting her freshman year. It's funny because I think of high school, I think of the best times. But if you were to ask my parents, they'd probably say the opposite. They'd probably say, oh, you didn't like it. You cried half the time. But I mean, who didn't cry during high school? So when I went to high school, I went from 2009 to 2012, and I went to Cypress Bay. Shout out to Cypress Bay, one of the best high schools ever. Then my senior year, we moved to Carmel, California. So I actually finished my senior year at a different high school, and so that was kind of hard. So the first thing I miss about high school is actually, believe it or not, the Friday night football games. I loved those games, and it was so fun because it was like the only time where you could come together as a town and cheer on your team and feel that school spirit and that pride. And it was just a good way to just have fun with your friends in a safe environment where you knew nothing bad was gonna happen. And I just miss high school dances. I miss going to events that I didn't have to plan for. They just were already planned, and I could just show up and make new friends. And the reason behind all these events in high school is for you to show up and make new friends. And the people who plan these events, they work really hard. And the reason they work really hard is so you can have a really good time in your high school years. So my advice is get involved. Get involved in what your high school has to offer. If there's clubs you're wanting to join them. If there's dances you want to go to them. Have fun. High school is literally full of trial and error, and there's room for you to make mistakes. People give you a pass because you're a teenager. You're still learning. People understand that you're still trying to figure yourself out. I will say that college is when you start realizing what your purpose is, but I feel like high school is like that stepping stone right before that, where you start realizing what you like to do, who you want to be, what friends you want to make, what path you want to go on. Enjoy being carefree. This is the only time in your life where you don't have to worry about paying for rent, paying for food, or trying to figure out what you should eat, or paying for utilities, or figuring out what your 401k is, or doing your taxes, or doing these adultish things. This is the only time you get to just be a kid. So make the most of it. Enjoy it. Don't worry. Let your parents worry for you, but you shouldn't be worrying. Enjoy your time because it's really fun and it'll go by super quickly. I didn't enjoy my time with my family. In fact, I had this negative attitude around them. I was such a brat. I was in my own world. And because of that, I didn't really take advantage of living with my family, and I really miss it, and I hope you really cherish those times because those are some of the best times and the only times where you live with your family being a teenager. You can just have family dinner every day and be with your family and go on family trips every weekend or every other weekend and get advice from mom and dad who are next door. And I know it's easier said than done. If you would have told me this when I was in high school, I probably would have been no, I know more than them. But we really don't. And talking about this, give your parents a break. You might think you might know more than them, but it's not true. They actually are pretty wise. If you do decide though to be a brat to your family, not enjoy time with them, my biggest thing would be take photos and take videos. So if you're not exactly enjoying your family right now, you can enjoy them much later. I loved filming my family, loved taking photos of them, and I was just doing it just for fun. And even though I wasn't in the moment, I was able to capture these moments. So now, years later, now that I'm 26, I have this folder on my desktop of just all these family memories and these family photos. And I go through them probably twice a month, whenever I get sad or lonely or whenever I miss them. I decided to ask my sister some things that she wished she would have known about high school. First thing she said was, just because you can do more adult things doesn't mean you have to do them. You don't have to grow up as fast as everyone else is. Everyone goes at a different speed. Find your own speed. Wow, that's pretty deep. Very true. When you go to high school, you're gonna see that everyone is just trying to fit in. This is so simple, but makeup, for example. I remember everyone wanted to start wearing makeup in high school, and they did, and I just wasn't ready for that. I still felt kind of like a kid, and so I didn't really want to wear makeup. I think I wore clear mascara and lip gloss, that's about it. And I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I stuck to what I wanted to do, and I'm glad that I didn't try to force myself to grow up faster than what I was ready for. My good friend Maria, who I met at work, said, "Be yourself. Find people who accept your silliness, your weirdness, and sense of humor, and stick with them. For they're the ones that are going to accept your true self." The next friend I asked is my good friend Kyle. I met him on my mission, on my church mission in Spain. And he said, as far as high school advice, I'd say get skills. Figure out how to enjoy learning and care less about what other people think. Yes, care less about what other people think. Don't care about what other people think in high school because they're going to forget about you in a few years anyways, and they'll never think about you ever again. So you might as well do you. Then I asked my friend Victoria, who I actually became friends with her in middle school. She said, just don't get into serious relationships. Love that. My next friend Kylie, who I actually became friends with here, said, just don't care so much about boys and have more fun. I feel like I wasted too much time on stupid breakups and what boys thought instead of just having fun, enjoying all that being young had to offer. Good advice. Just don't care about boys in high school. It's a joke. And then my really good friend Lauren, I actually met her in college. She's one of my first really good friends at ASU. She said, such a good question. Number one I think about all the time is don't give an F what anyone else thinks. Do you, 100% you, and you'll find your people and be truly happier. So there's that. I hope you enjoyed all the advice that I gave you and that my friends gave you. And if you're going into high school right now, feel free to comment below any things that you're wanting to know about high school or any advice that maybe you didn't know that you learned about today. And if you've already gone through high school, let us know what your favorite part of high school was, what you wish you would have known, and just anything like that. Thanks for watching and see you next time.